Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic After Dark. Today I've got more alien stories for you. We should be finishing it, the first story that is. I'm not sure how much left we got. Let me see here. Oh yeah, we just got like a couple pages left. Yeah, I should be finished with this. But yeah, let's jump straight into this. As the repaired Typhoon climbed into the sky, the crew could see the smoke billowing from the forest of giant stalks. Infrared imaging showed that the conflagration had spread almost 3 kilometers from its starting point but seemed to be dying off its own accord. Jepson started to explain how the combination of low atmospheric pressure and certain flammable elements enabled the heat to burn without flames, but everybody was suddenly tired and headed off to bed. In his quarters, London stripped down and allowed himself as long and as hot a shower as the ship's system would give him before sitting down on the edge of his bunk with the souvenir he had collected during the EVA. While most of the biological samples of the vegetation and the floaters had made it back to the ship, no one had time or the presence of mind to grab something before their escape. There had been a lot of grumbling about the lack of Leaper DNA gathered once they got back to the ship, but all agreed that coming out of the experience alive was better than nothing, and, besides, they still had the bonus they would be receiving for the floater samples. London kept his mouth shut, and the object he had snatched up on his way out the door hidden. It was oblong, a little larger than a potato, and had a black, leathery shell. He guessed it was a leaper egg, and was willing to bet the bank the company was going to pay him life-changing money to get their hands on it. And he figured since the risk in getting it had been all his, the bonus money should be too. "Fortune favors the bold, kid," he said to himself, out loud and with a smile, left the egg on top of his locker before shutting the lights and drifting off to dream about what he was going to do with his fortune. London was dreaming. He was seated at a poker table with 5 leapers, one of them smoking a cigar, playing poker. Instead of chips, they were playing for leaper eggs, and London was winning big. He had a surefire hand, 5 leapers straight, so he picked up his biggest egg to throw it into the pot. But the leathery shell was warm and alive in his hand, pulsating. And then it began to crack open with a sharp, wet sound. London's eyes flicked open. He came awake so fast he could still hear the sound of the cracking egg in the dark of his cabin. It wasn't until he felt the warm, moist creature crawl onto his face and fire its tentacle down his throat that he realized he wasn't dreaming. By then, it was too late. And that's the end of the story. So, obviously, this story was basically like, you know how in the alien movies they go to the place and then they get infected with the eggs and shit. So that's basically what this story was. It shows you what happens. It basically is like a version of how that happens, just from the crew's perspective, obviously. And I thought it was pretty well done. There were a little bit of writing choices that I thought were a little iffy, but I mean, just if you want to tell me what you thought of the book or the short story, you can let me know in the comments. And if you want to hear your own story read on this show, you can email me at magicafterdark@gmail.com. Next up on the alien list of short stories, we got Reaper by Dan Abnett. So be on the lookout for that. I know this one was a short video, but I didn't have much left on Chance Encounter left to do. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.